Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider.
Welcome, everyone. I'm honored to be connecting in with you. I hope that this show is finding you healthy, doing well, staying safe. We're very honored to be connecting in with you. And today we wanted to focus on cultivating simple success and finding joy in challenging times. How can we tap into that and really bring forward those things that matter most to us, even during challenging and uncertain times? And we're facing that globally. And every country is dealing with things a little bit differently. We're finding in the United States, every state is dealing with things a little bit differently in how we are conducting ourselves, how we are facing COVID-19, and what are we doing and how are we becoming during this global pandemic? How are we showing up? Who are we becoming? How are we choosing to be? And I think there's a huge opportunity that we have to go deeper, to slow down a little bit, to lean into those things that matter most, to check in and deliberately, purposely find those ways to encourage ourselves, to encourage each other, to look for things to be thankful for, and to bring that forward. We have such an opportunity to choose what we're echoing out on, what we're focusing on, what are we feeding ourselves, what sort of information are we seeking out, how are we choosing to be during these times. And I hope you are choosing to be more of who you are created to be. I believe one of the biggest gifts that you can give the world is sharing more of you. Being willing to dig your roots in deeper and stretch out more and share and shine out the gift of you a little bit more, day by day, petal by petal, stretch by stretch, heart by heart, life by life. And the two guests that I've invited to join us today, I'm just really excited to share with you. They are both positive, powerful individuals that continually look for ways to lift up others. They look for ways to reach out, to stretch out beyond their comfort zone sometimes to help others. And I wanted to tap into their wisdom, to their expertise, and find out how are they able to do this day after day? How are they finding that motivation, that encouragement? How are they finding joy in these challenging times, and how are they finding that courage and that strength to keep sharing out, to keep lifting others up? Because I think we can learn valuable insight and information from them so that we too can be those beacons of light. We too can choose to find joy, choose to lift others up, one heart, one life at a time. So thank you for tuning in. Very honored to share this time and space for you. And listeners, I want you to know this is your time. So really choose to be fully present. Resist that urge to multitask and cross things off your list. Instead, choose to be fully present. Choose to really receive everything that is here for you, because I know there is something here to support you, to encourage you and uplift you by the very nature that you are tuning in. So welcome. And what I'd love for us to do to support ourselves in being fully present is take a moment, take a breath, connect in, allow yourselves the opportunity to catch up with yourself. Sometimes we're moving so fast, we aren't connecting in. I think one of the wonderful opportunities we have during these times is because our normal patterns patterns and rhythms have been disrupted in a sense. They have shifted, they have changed. We get to choose how we put them into place now. We can be mindful about the new patterns we're bringing into our life, that new rhythm. So let's take a moment and just feel into that. And take a breath. Great. What I'd love for you to do is put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. This is a great way to bring all of you in. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. It's a reminder. And let's take a deep breath in through your nose. See how big you can make your belly? Out through your mouth. Almost like you're breathing through a straw, pushing the air out. Let's take another breath. Beautiful. This kind of breathing helps lower our stress levels, our cortisol levels, helps bring us fully present, brings oxygen to every cell in our body, which also helps us have clearer thinking and become even more present. Beautiful. And it helps us catch up with ourselves. So as we slow down for a moment and we connect in, and we're bringing in this beautiful air and oxygen to our entire body, all of our cells, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, uplift you? What do you need to support you real time that you are willing to receive because you have choice? So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Unattached to how. We're not figuring out the how right now. We're just identifying what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Perhaps being wonderfully surprised in how that need will be met beyond something you could imagine. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? Great. Identify, and let's take a breath. Come back into the room. Fully present. Wonderful. Take a moment to write down what it is that you need and are willing to receive. This helps us co-create it. It helps bring it forward in a way that we are bringing it into reality. It gives us clear identification, so we are actively on the lookout. We can keep it top of mind for that thing, whatever it may be that we need and are willing to receive. Being open and actually looking forward to the wonderful and unexpected way this need can be met. Because we don't have to figure out the how. We can let that unfold. We just need to identify what it is and be willing to take the steps to help bring it forward. So co-creating it, identifying it, being open to the wonderful way this need can be met. Wonderful. Great. What we're going to do is we're going to go around our virtual room as we connect in with our amazing experts that are joining us today to see, when we took a moment to listen to our hearts, what was laid on their heart. And I'm going to ask each of my amazing experts to share just 15, 20 seconds when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. What was laid on your heart? And with that, Lee, I'd love to start with you. What was laid on your heart?
During the idea of stop, pausing, and listening, and just trying to do all of these pieces that are going on. I'm feeling for a lot of people who might not have a safe, warm place to call home right now, and wishing them all of the space and confidence and safety and warmth that I would give them if I could, sitting beside me, and how fortunate I am to look around and realize that I'm doing better than so many people in the world already are.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I love that deep care that you have and holding space for so many, and also that appreciation and that gratefulness for where you are as well. Because I think that's important to have both pieces, that we find things to be grateful and appreciate, as well as holding space for others. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
Fabian, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Inspired just, listening to you, walking us through, learning how to be present in the moment, because that's one of the things that we tend to forget, being present. In addition to that, remembering that we too represent value and we have so much to offer. And sometimes what we need to offer, we have to be very clear about it. And that's why being able to center what is it that we need, what is it that we want in the present. For me, that's really what spoke directly to me and the subject of today. So I hope that people would come to realize how powerful, how we all have so much to offer, but it starts by being present. And it starts by being clear, and it also starts by being willingful to offer. So that really struck the chord with me.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I love that kind of slowing down so we can get clear, remember our value, and that we can make a difference for others. But it's so important we remember to be clear so that we do know some of those next steps to take. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. I know what was laid on my heart is a reminder to continue to slow down. It's easy to get caught up in everything that's going on and so many things to do. And I'm finding that there's this acceleration actually that's happening around me in that space, in supporting others, in the range of needs that are out there. And in order to be able to serve and not be depleted, I'm finding I need to really guard my time and slow down, be very mindful and present so that I can almost slow down to go faster, slow down to do more, being able to balance that and be centered and be clear so that I can step forward and make each step count and be purposeful. Listeners, as you took a moment to check in and slow down and take a breath, what was laid on your heart? Perhaps some of what our guests have shared has added another layer or dimension, or it's added to what has been laid on your heart. We're getting ready to go to our first commercial break, and as we do that, and commercials are playing in the background with information and updates that we want you to know about and programs out there to support you, I want to encourage you to stay present. Use these 2 minutes to listen, to go deeper, to really hear what is being placed on your heart and on your spirit. And when we come back, we'll continue our conversation. We look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel. Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. It gave you an opportunity to just continue to catch up with yourself and breathe and really listen. And that helps us get clarity. That helps us be mindful and aware of what's going on around us, what's going on inside us, and how are we choosing to be in all of that? We have moments throughout the show today to encourage you to pause and breathe and integrate what is being spoken into your heart and to your spirit. So you don't have to add it to your to-do list, but it actually becomes part of you on a cellular level. So I encourage you throughout the show, take advantage of those 2 minutes at a time and take in the breath, really receive the information that will serve you. Today, we're talking about how to manage, in a sense, during these challenging times that are uniting us on a global level. How do we still move forward, cultivate success, have clarity, and find joy and purpose on a day-to-day basis, even with these times that are shifting and changing our patterns and how we've been doing things? How do we do that? So I'm excited to introduce our first amazing guest, Fabian Edu. He was born in Cameroon, Africa, raised by a single mom. He was on his own starting age 13. He is now a highly decorated U.S. Army officer. Despite going through several life struggles of business disappointments and challenges, divorce, homelessness, and staggering debt, he has never stopped leaning into happiness and joy. In fact, it created such a passion. He has a radio talk show called Revelations Wonder: Secrets to Life and Happiness. He is passionate about helping you find joy and happiness no matter what. Please lean in and welcome the powerful and heart-centered Fabian Edu to the show. Welcome!
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm so excited to be here, and I look forward to, speaking to our listeners today and, just sharing whatever it is that it can help everyone. So thank you.
You are very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us today. And every time I hear your voice, it makes me smile. You always sound to me like you have a smile on your face, and I love that. So
I do, actually.
You do, and I can hear that in your voice. I can hear it every interaction and conversation that we have, and I think that's a real gift. You're able to show up that way powerfully and lift others up. So thank you for being you and for bringing your joy
you.
and Yeah, and happiness, and really sharing that so generously with so many. And I'd like to tap into this a little bit, because I know not only are you living purposely and choosing to live in that way, to live in a joyful way, you have taken it to a level of, it's become this passion and this way that you are showing up in the world, helping others tap into their happiness, tap into their joy. And you've even created a powerful talk radio show that's listened to around the world, where you're empowering people, bringing guests on, and supporting people to tap into that joy and happiness. Why is this work? Why has it become so personally important to you?
Yes, that's a very good question, and it stems from my absolute belief that to whom much is given, much is expected. And the way that I look at my life, like you said earlier, being born from a single mother, starting living by myself at the age of 13, dealing with a lot of struggles actually in my entire life, and finding out that I always have that level of control of being happy and not letting things put me down. It became very clear to me that I had something unique, being able to also figure out a way to find my voice in understanding how to break down the complexities of life, right? Being able to see things from different angles and then seeing how simple it could be. And then when you start interacting with others, you understand their struggles, and you can see that, why maybe they're just looking at things a little bit, far too complicated, in a very complicated way. And then you also start understanding that not only this could actually become a purpose for you, that's why you went through all these struggles, so that you can know how to deal with them. And once you start realizing the how, then it becomes a duty for you to share with others, because there's no greater things in life than just giving and sharing, right? When you give, you empty your vessel. It gives you room to grow. It gives you room for refreshment. It gives you room for new. And that to me is where I find absolute joy and absolute happiness in being able to share and give and renew. That's really beautiful, and that's what drives me, and that's what hopefully that answers your question.
Absolutely. I think there's so much wisdom in what you shared, that sometimes we go through these struggles and we learn how to do that. And as a result, we can help others. And it's actually a responsibility to help others and share. And I love how you shared that pours out, creates room in the vessel of who you are to grow and to expand. That was really beautiful. And I think something that's important for us to think about and realize, that not only are we helping others and reaching out and sharing our wisdom and our insight, we can come together and do that, but in doing so, it helps us and it gives ourselves an opportunity to grow, because it creates room and space. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Love it. So, and you've talked a lot about simplifying. Sometimes we make things more complex. I know I'm raising my hand. I can absolutely do that. I can make things more complicated than they need to be. And how can we start to simplify things a little bit? And how does that connect to joy and happiness?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a wonderful question. So really, I have come to realize that life is truly, truly simple, like, childlike simplicity. So here's a very simple example for you, right? In this life, every single human being only have to deal with two things. There's not more than two things that we have to deal with. There are things that are within your control and things that are outside of your control. So if you can break down things like that in your own life, then you know and fully understand that for the things that are outside of your control, there's nothing you can do about it. You can jump, roll, laugh, cry. It's not going to change anything. Then you just soon realize that almost half of your problem are already solved, just by being able to identify which side of the bucket this situation you're dealing with. And then you can then just focus your entire energy on the things that are within your control and work on them. Work on them so that they can help you Because when you think about it that way, the things that are within your control is only you. You cannot control other people. You cannot control things. You cannot control the weather. So it's truly always about focusing on you and then building that you to the ideal human being that you would like to become, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
if you split the world, everything you have to face in life in those two things, and then invest the things invest your energy in the things that you control, then you know that you're going to have some results.
Yeah.
So, but going on things that are outside of your control is just going to be a source for frustration, disappointment, and all that stuff.
I love that reminder that things we can control, things we can't control. And so if you can't control it, release it. Not your area.
Yes.
You can just let that go and focus in on the things you can control, including your attitude and how you choose to look at things. But I love that because I think you're correct. Like a lot of times we can get frustrated trying to control or move things that are not ours to move or control. And that's a lot of pressure and very frustrating. And being able to, and stressful, being able to release that and then instead focus our energy on those things we can, I think is really, really great wisdom and advice. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Now you have absolutely. You have this beautiful show that you've created and are sharing out. And I just wanted to give you a moment to share a little bit about your show. And if people are wanting to tune in, how they can get more of you. I think that's great.
Yes, the title of the show is Revelations and Wonders, Secrets to Life and Happiness. And I also have a blog of the same name. It's www.revelationsandwonders.com. And the purpose of the show, again, goes back to what I said. I believe that I have had the opportunity to learn so much in life. And the only way for me to grow then is to giving, to offer, to empty that vessel so that the new can come in and then I can keep growing. And I think that we own the world. The world is for all of us. To make the world a better place, it's going to take everybody's effort to put forward what is best, not only for self, but to others. So that's why, not only the show, but the website that I put together is really just to try to connect with people and try to listen to their struggle and figure out how can I make your life easier? How can I help you realize that you are very powerful, you have so much potential, you have so much control to build a life that you aspire, towards. And that would be the easiest way to get in touch and connect with me.
Okay, great. And towards the end of the show, we will have Fabian share his contact information so you can take things to a deeper level. I want to thank you for joining us on the show today and being willing to share your wisdom and insight on how we can tap more into that joy, how we can simplify things, release some of the things perhaps that are not ours to control that we've been trying to, and really focus in on those things that we can. So thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. We are getting ready to go to our next, absolutely. We're getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to really think about what Fabian shared and see, are you perhaps spending energy trying to shift or move something or control something that isn't yours to do? And I want to invite you to release that. And instead, put a couple of things down, write a couple of things down that you do want to focus on, that you can move forward, that are yours to bring forward. And I want to encourage you to check in and think about, what are you echoing out? What are you choosing to bring forward and tell yourself and others? Because that will affect all of how you're looking at things. So I encourage you, look at those things, feel into that as we get ready to go to this next commercial break. These 2 minutes are just for you. And when you come back, we're going to continue our conversation. Enjoy these 2 minutes.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that opportunity to pause and breathe, process, integrate, really listen to what's being spoken into your heart and to your spirit. And one of the things that I elected to participate in, and I'm really excited about this, and I want to, and I'm sharing this for a couple of reasons, because I think there are many ways that we can come together and support each other. Just like we're doing on the show today, we're coming together and we're sharing our hearts and our wisdom to support each other as well as all the listeners. And there's a group of 30 experts that have come together to create a Thrival guide to support you around the world, giving wisdom and tips, and they're little short videos, 10 minutes or less a day, to share insights, ideas, practices that can support you, and it's free. We all came together and we're excited to share what is working for us as we're taking breath and we're processing and we're lifting each other up during these times. And I wanted to make this resource available to you. It's a gift. There's no cost or investment of any kind to lean into it. You simply go to www.30daythrivalguide.com. So www.30, the number 30, day, thrivalguide.com. That's 30daythrivalguide.com. And I know I have been watching the videos and been uplifted and encouraged, and I hope that you will be too, and that this wonderful gift and collection and collaboration will serve you in powerful ways. So I strongly encourage you to lean in, check it out, and look for ways that you can also unite with others and lift each other up, because we have opportunities to do that every single day. We just don't always stop, pause, and think to look for a way to do that. So I hope that's a resource that will serve you. We're excited to be talking with you and coming together to really look at how can we survive powerfully during these challenging times. How can we come together? How can we tap into joy and purpose and meaning during these times that we're all facing together? And so with that, I'm excited to introduce our next amazing guest. His name is Lee Bursey, and he has such a amazing, rich variety of experiences. And I'm just going to highlight a few, but I want you to get a little bit of feel of him. He has overcome addictions, poverty, suicide, youth homelessness, and all of those things have created a fire in his belly. And I know you'll hear that as he shares. He's a singer, songwriter, recording artist, published poet, children's author, rock music journalist, and editorialist. He has a cable access TV show, and he's a talk show host of that. He's modeled and performed in a variety of different ways. He's been featured in films, network TV shows. He's even dabbled in professional wrestling, participated in dancing competitions, and participates and continues to in political campaigns, and currently holds a councilman position where he is really serving his people in so many powerful ways. He's a motivational speaker and leader who wants to help you stay motivated, help you shine during this time as we come together and lift each other up. Please lean in and warmly welcome Lee Bursey to the show. Welcome!
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Lovely introduction.
Oh, you are very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us from Canada. So welcome. And I'd love for you to share. You have such a eclectic level of experience and background, and I know that has created such a fire in your belly to help others, youth, homeless, so many people. I'd love for you to share a little bit of why serving in the role that you have now is so personally meaningful to you.
Absolutely. For starters, thank you for this opportunity to share with your listeners. I hope I can leave something of substance with them when this is all finished today. The truth is, as municipal councillor, our jobs many times are about balancing budgets, strategic planning, capital planning, water rates, and daily cost mitigations of the corporate structure. They're not always activism-driven portfolios. Our shadow cabinets are often elective ideas. They're strategies that we run on. They're people we become attached to. They're concepts that drive us, and they're perspectives that we're able to bring to our table to sort of enrich the conversation and debate for public policy discussions. Very few of the areas that I am that passionate about have anything to do with a role that's been designated for me as much as one I've chosen. And I think that that's an important thing. The reason why these issues have become so fundamental to the makeup of my character is because these are not just people who in some way mirror some of my own background and my own unique obstacles and challenges that got me to this point. There are also people who don't identify me as like the others. And I think that that's an important part, because political apathy is something that I think is very popular and something that I think is probably very well placed in our dialogue. We have countless examples of politicians, or I hate the term politician, I prefer paid community activist, public figures making sometimes challenging decisions that are either uncompromising or too compromising, that are either philosophical and theoretical, ideological, without actual understanding of how those implementation strategies can adversely affect people. for whatever reason, because I'm covered in tattoos, because I've got a big mouth, because I'm a unique, colorful character who has been very open about some of the challenges that my family and I have faced, people do feel as though they can turn to me in the midst of crisis. And that's a powerful position to be in, but it's not an easy position because sometimes their issues are well beyond my scope of understanding or my scope of ability to properly affect. But I can to say it's an amazing thing to think about for me that some of the folks in my community who support me would never participate in the political spectrum in any other way had I not been on the ballot. And that's a very powerful idea because now I've sort of helped to start a fire in them as well. And now they're paying more attention to issues and they're getting more vocal and they're turning to me in crisis and they're turning to me with ideas. And some of these ideas are very basic, simple things that could have such positive impacts on the people around their adjustment.
So as you have so many people turning to you and trusting you during these challenging times and at times of crisis, how do you stay motivated and encouraged? Because you're holding space for a lot of people and a lot of things that are trying to be brought forward and support that is needed. How do you stay motivated and encouraged and energized and uplifted?
I wish that there was a simple formula in place to make that an ever-present concept. The fact is there are lots of days where I struggle with burnout and frustration and feeling drained and emotional, oblivion, apathy to some degree. All these things happen, but I like to keep a balanced approach to it all and understand that as easy as it is for the human strain to pull us in different directions, and as sad as it is and disappointing it is when you're married sometimes to people's potential and they're not able to, for whatever reason, whether it be their own decision or no fault of their own, not able to actually accomplish those goals. It can be hard, and no doubt it can be overwhelming. But at the same time, I've got a mother who loves me. I've got the greatest dog in the world. I've got some incredible support circles. And some of the small victories have been significant. And they're worth remembering and they're worth appreciating. So I think it's just a matter of trying to keep that balance in play, that you're not going to win every battle that you go into, but you can make a significant difference for some of the people who look up to you.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I appreciate how candid you are in sharing that there are days and there are struggles and it doesn't always feel wonderful, but that you have built support circles around you. You have your amazing mom and your dog and those things that are going to uplift you and encourage you. And I think that's really important to remember to celebrate the things that are good that have been brought forward. Because sometimes I think we can look at what isn't versus remembering what is, and to remember to hold on to that and celebrate it. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Definitely. I'd like to make it clear that the people that sometimes we turn to as leaders or turn to as support roles, that turn to as some type of person who's able to answer the question and support the cause and challenge the status quo and be there to lift up those who might fall between the cracks are very much human, and thus they're not infallible. There have been lots of times where I've wondered if I've made the right decision, and times I know I haven't. And there have been lots of times where it's eaten me alive, and I've had to do some pretty significant personal growth to understand and recognize where I could do better next time and who it is I want to be, because I'm still growing into and turning into that person myself. I think it's important we're patient with our leadership, and during a time like what's going on right now, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. There's not really a right answer to what's happening in the midst of a global pandemic because it's uncharted territories. There's a lot of waters here that are very murky. I think there's a lot of great intel and a lot of great people who mean well, and there's definitely a lot of well-suited scientists who make fair conversation and fair analysis and unique observations, best practices we could follow. But we need to be patient with leadership, but we also need to challenge leadership that's choosing to be ignorant in these processes too. So I think that right now is a unique time to have people involved and encouraging every citizen to become a political citizen and to share their strifes, share their challenges, and look out for some of those who don't have anyone to look out for them. Yes. You know that this particular crisis is definitely affecting the most vulnerable more than anyone else, and I worry for those folks every day.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And that reminder that our leaders all are human and growing, and we are too. So remembering to be kind and supportive to ourselves and to others. But I also like that there can be, with that same uplifting, challenging, and really showing up and doing our part and remembering those that are most vulnerable and going that extra mile for each other, finding ways to reach out, encourage, check on, and lift up each other. So thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to think about what Lee has shared with us and Fabian, and really take a moment to process, integrate, and receive all that serves you. And we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's Not Just Talk Radio, hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-hosts Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing, packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click Register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. And I wanted to give both of our guests an opportunity to share how you can connect in with them on a deeper level so you can continue the conversation. Before I do that, though, I wanted to remind you of where you can get that beautiful Thrival Guide, 30 Days to Support You. Thrival Guide, it again is www.30 thrivalguide.com, and that's a free tool to support you. And every day you'll get just that little bit of encouragement, tips, and advice from around the world to encourage you on your daily journey. And with that, I'd love to have Fabian go first. Fabian, if you can share how people can connect in with you, if you have a piece of advice and any resources that can help, we'd love for you to share.
Yes, thank you. To connect, I'm very present on LinkedIn. So if you go to LinkedIn, I should be the only one with the name Edu. It's EDJOU. My first name is Fabien, Fabien. So that would be a quick and easy way. Or you can just go to my blog. It's called Revelations and Wonders.com. So it's https://www.revelationsandwonders.com. And you can go to the contact us and or just on the homepage, there's also a way to either ask questions or you can just join the blog where we discuss a lot of the things that, we deal with, we struggle with, and try to share ways to, break things down so that they're more manageable and easy. Now, what is it that Perfect. I can really share with? Yeah, go.
Oh, and so sorry if you began to cut you off there. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I do want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to share. So do you mind quickly letting people know where they can find your show? And then I'm going to have Lee share.
Yes. So as I mentioned, it's on, you go to www.revelationsandwonders.com. And also the show itself airs on Voice America. And the show is Revelations and Wonders, Secrets to Life and Happiness.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then, Lee, I would love for you to share your contact information and where they can get. I know you have a beautiful gift you wanted to let them know how they can tap into. So I'd love to have you share.
Sure. So basically, I'm a very involved in social media on various platforms. If you search Lee Bursey, LEIGHBURSEY. Once again, that's LEIGH. B is in Bert, UR, S is in Steve, E is in Edward, Y. You would find me on LinkedIn very quickly. There's a lovely picture of me there with some greenery. On Twitter, it's @Lee Bursey, same spelling. And on Instagram, it's @Bursey Lee. Apparently, another Lee Bursey out there stole my name. On Facebook, it's Lee Zachary Bursey. I would be happy to connect with you on all of those platforms. Generally, I will accept anyone who adds me until they give me a reason to delete them. And aside from that, my group Project Mantra. So that's Project and Mantra, MANTRA. We have albums live for streaming right now on SoundCloud, as well as on iTunes, as well as basically wherever you stream music in modern times. And I'd love people to check it out. I'm very, very proud of our record.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Both of you joining us today, and listeners, thank you for tuning in. It is an honor to serve you and walk with you and beside you, especially during these times. And I hope that you remember that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, absolutely needed for such a time as this. And one of the biggest gifts you can give the world is being willing to share the gift of who you are. Be willing to lean in, share, and shine. So wherever you go, whatever you do, may you choose to bloom where you are planted and shine out the gift of you. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greiter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.